Hello, hello. What's up, everybody? It is Wednesday, or maybe not. I don't know. If you're catching this on YouTube, it could be any day. And I hope your day is glorious and amazing. And so today I am talking about problems and solutions and the law of attraction. And so here's the deal. This is the cool thing, and it's going to remind you of your power. It's going to remind you of how powerful you are when you have a problem and you want a solution, and what is the thing that is keeping the solution from coming. So I had a lot of this coming up in my coaching practice this week, and there's always like this cool energy that happens when I'm coaching my clients and they all have similar things happening. It's very cool how this happens, right? We're all connected from energy. And, when certain people that I'm coaching with are having the exact same thing going on, I definitely am inspired to talk about it on the Facebook Lives. So this thing has to do with problems and solutions. And so there was a time in my life where I was always so focused on the problems, and I thought that it was like up to me to solve them all. Like all the injustices of the world, fell on my shoulders because I really wanted to control everything, because I felt like the world was a chaotic place. And in order for it to be the way I just wanted it to be, for my own peace, I had to control other people, other circumstances, other situations, other stuff. And it became a very exhausting way to live. It's what I refer to as, and also what Abraham Hicks refers to as, conditional living. So we're living oftentimes in conditions, and it leads to conditional love, conditional living, where we are trying to have outside circumstances, people, situations line up just so for our happiness. And it becomes a trap because we cannot control what other people do, what other people think, their perceptions, their path in the world. Like, we don't have any control over that. So the only thing we can control is ourselves and how we hold space for the people that we love, for the people in our communities, just for all the people that we're interacting with. We just hold space for them, and we encourage them and inspire them to be happy and joyous on their path, wherever their path may be leading them at the time. So it's not for us to control their path, but it's for us to love up on them while they're on their path. Very difficult thing to do. And when you don't do it, this is what leads to the problems that we see in our life. So when we ask for, let me back it up. When we acknowledge a problem, something going on that we're not into, we're like, this sucks, this isn't good, there's a problem, instantly a solution is made available. So there's like an opposite side. I'm going to show you, I'm going to see if I get it for you. My little rock. I have like a problem solution rock that I got from my studies with IPEC. I don't know where I put this thing, but I love this little rock. Maybe it's on my dresser. Here it is. Lovely. Brought you in my room and found my little rock. So when I was studying to become coach, I went to the Institute of Professional Excellence in Coaching, and we received this little gift bag box, thing with spiritual goodies inside, because the work that we do is very spiritual in nature. We're always reminding people of their power and their connection to something greater and higher that we're all united by and loved by. So they gave this rock, and it was to remind us all that on the one side we have a problem, right on the other side is a solution. Problem, solution. Problem, solution. And so it's to remind us that, like, right on the other side of your problem is a solution. Now the question is, how allowing are we of the solution? Are we blocking the solution, or are we allowing it in? And the time that it takes is a thing too, because sometimes we know the solution, the wouldn't it be nice if solution, but we don't allow it in. And so the allowing is up to us. Now, how do we allow it in? So let's say some ridiculous example. You are stuck in traffic. Big problem. You have some place to be. You're stuck in traffic. Problem. Big problem. I'm going to be late. This is awful. So the more you focus on the problem, oh my God, this is awful. These people drive for crap. I can't go. Oh my God, the roads are such crap. We have no infrastructure. This is a disaster. I'm going to be late. So as long as you're banging that drum and looking at the problem, the solution that's right on the backside of it can't be revealed. So this is where your power lies. So this is where we find people dealing with relationships and drama in the relationships, is because they're constantly focused on the problem and they're not thinking of the solution. They're not allowing, better said, the solution to come. So they kind of feel powerless in that regard. And the more that they look at the problem, the more it intensifies. So the thing that we look at the most is the thing that multiplies, magnifies, and intensifies. It just... So when you're, let's say, in a relationship and you're coming into a situation where you're always looking at the problems, or you're always looking at the faults of that other person, or you're feeling hopeless and you're looking upon them and you're like, this is a disaster. This person doesn't get it. I need them to be this way and they're not this way. And you keep banging that drum, that relationship will spiral out and it will get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And this has to do with anything in your life. If you have a problem at your job, let's say you have a problem with a colleague, let's say you have a problem with a project. As long as you're focused solely on the problem, you're going to add more energy to the problem and you're not going to be able to flip the rock to the solution. You won't even see it. You're too busy like, hi, problem. Yeah, this sucks, that sucks, the other thing sucks. Sucks, sucks, sucks. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to blog about how much it sucks. I'm going to do a Facebook Live. I'm going to post about how much it sucks. This is how much it sucks. So you're constantly paying attention to how much something sucks. You're unable to be like, oh, but look what's on the other side. Oh, the solution, hello, is right on the other side. So one of the things that I wanted to share with you all that helped me pivot fast from acknowledgement of problem to calling in and allowing in the solution. And again, this can happen at work. This can happen in your life. This can happen with your relationships. It can happen with your parents. It could happen with your children. It could happen with your lovers. This applies to anything that you're seeing a problem, a thing that you want to have happen a different way, and it's not, and you're resisting it. It is because you are 100% focused on that problem. So what to do is, and it goes deeper than this, but for the purposes of this, I want to give you a practical thing that you can do. It is to acknowledge the problem, and then you say, I choose to see this differently. How can I see this differently? How can I look at this from different lens? And that lens typically is asking for guidance. So it gets heavier. This is where it gets heavier, and I coach people through this all the time. So when you look at something through your egoic state, typically focusing on the problem, the ego is all about stress and anxiety and this sucks and I can't deal and all nervousness and awfulness. That's when you're coming at something from fear, and that's ego, and that is going to be a disaster. The opposite side of that is faith. So A Course in Miracles says we're basically living our lives either in a state of fear or a state of faith. And we can choose and reframe at any time. That is where we're powerful. So for some people, that takes 2 minutes. For some people, it takes 2 months. So for some people out there, and I'm sure in your circles, whether it's a parent, whether it's a coworker, somebody in your circles, they will talk about the same thing, issue, problem, over and over and over and over and over and over and over, so much so that then it becomes a part of their identity. So that's a major, major issue. And I'm sure people in here can identify, especially people from the Northeast. A lot of complainers in the Northeast. I used to live there, complained a lot. And it's just like a way of the culture. You know, some cultures, you complain. You sit around, you eat coffee, cake, drink coffee, hang out, and you complain. And that like commiseration is what like we bond over, but it's very destructive. So I'll give you another example. If you look at the political climate, right? We have people commiserating and banging drum on the problems, right? But there are very few people talking about solutions. Because why? They're on a Facebook post or they're on a social media post and they're like, oh my God, like problem, problem, problem. You suck. This sucks. This sucks. The other thing sucks. Sucks, 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 sucks. And yet nobody is talking about, wouldn't it be cool if we all did this? And wouldn't it be cool if this can happen and that can happen? And so it's really important that we train ourselves to acknowledge when we are lingering in the problem, when we are hanging out in problem land and we're just too focused on what is wrong with the situation, what is wrong in this marriage, what is wrong with my partner, what is wrong, instead of saying, okay, wait a second, I acknowledge that my perception right now is that this thing is a problem. Okay, so how can I look at this differently? What would be the best case scenario? So I have this issue with this person or this thing or whatever. What would be the best case scenario? So when you shift just that one tiny thing, and like I said, this whole thing goes very, very deep. It goes very, very deep with both my clients that are being coached who are in relationships, in marriages. I have 2 of them right now, maybe 3. And everybody else is single and dating. And then it comes into play for them too. Because a lot of times we are always focused on a problem as opposed to the solution. And it only delays the solution from coming. So it's as if we like block our own blessing. And the solution is the blessing. So you don't want to block your own blessings. So I wanted to come and hang out a minute with my little pet problem solution rock and remind you guys, and there's my little elephant trunk up prosperity, my bright orange entertainment center that I painted. So, I wanted to come on here and just remind you guys that like the solution is just right on the opposite side of your problem. So the longer you focus on your problem, the more the problem is going to exist. And the more you're going to block the blessing of the solution. So, what kind of problems are you dealing with in your life? And what would be the best case scenario, the best case solution that you would like to see have happen? And what you can do is you can journal it. I do it all the time. If I have something going on in my life that's a big crack hot pot of bullshit, I'll just write it at the top of a page. And be like, here's what's up. This is the thing I want to transform. This is the thing that is, a thorn in my side. So I write it at the top of the page. And then I just sit there and I'm just like, give me guidance. Show me what's another way to look at this. What would be the best situation to have happen from this? And then I just let my pen float. I just sit there and I'm like, boom, I just start writing. And, maybe, and then the ideas come. Because you're powerful. You're super powerful. Like, if people do this type of thing in their marriages and in their coupling, and if they do, it will be from a position of love and further growth, but it won't be awfulness and anxiety and people holding on to each other and they can't let go and it's all this drama. Like, if people just sat there for a minute and they said, okay, here's our beef. This is what's going on. What is another way to look at this? And I allow the solution to flow to me, and I have trust and faith that it will. Listen, I don't want to argue with you because I love you. And I don't want to say anything because this isn't focusing on the solution. Anything that comes out of my mouth now, if you're in an argument, right? This is like how to handle an argument. If you're in an argument with somebody and you're meeting them in the argument, you both are focused on the problem. So if you're in faith and you're able to catch yourself and able to say to your partner, your lover, your child, your parent, whatever, whoever's got beef with you, if you're able to say, okay, you know what, I am going to take a second to allow some space for like ideas to flow. Because right now, you and I love you so much, but we're not being kind and loving to each other. We're being like really mean and we're in fear. Like, we're in panic. This is ridiculous. So like both of us are in the same shit pit And I want you and I to go over there where everything is rainbows and happy and we have a solution and we're moving forward. So let's just kind of like hang a minute and just, I don't know, like go drink something or like go walk around the block. I don't know, whatever. I'm going to go in another room just to allow space, energetic space for an idea to come. And maybe it'll come to you first. I don't care. There's no competition here. I just want to solve this thing. So let's just allow space and see what happens. And if you can take the lead in your relationships to be that to people, like, oh my God, like you can change the dynamic in your house, in your office. Like you can shift energy and you could get people so inspired to be with themselves where all answers come from. And you just shut up a minute and you breathe and you like walk to another end of the house or another part of whatever, the office, if your beef is in an office, and you just hang out for a second and then you're like, okay, what's another way to look at this? Here's the problem, but I don't want to look at the problem. I want to look at the solution. And I ask that the solution flows to me now. I ask. I'm just going to sit here with my hand on my heart and I'm going to breathe and I'm going to just ask. I allow the solution to come. The solution to this issue. I invite it in. I promise you, a little bubble of a thought will come from the divine infinite of the ether of the nothingness into your little brain, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I figured it out. I figured it out. Oh my God, here's what we're going to do. You're going to go to this thing in the morning. I am going to do this other thing in the morning. You and I are going to reconvene, and then we can both go to this other thing together. And so everybody's happy, nothing a big deal. We're happy, you're happy, I'm happy, nobody's stressed, all is well, everything works out. Perfect. Done, handled. See, so when you're in partnership with somebody, whether, again, children, lovers, work, the idea is to come to the solution. Look, my rock. Beautiful little rock. Solution, problem, solution. And, you know, I don't know, like some people, I said to somebody, like, get a rock from the street and just, like, get a Sharpie marker and write problem, solution on one side of the rock or whatever. Mine's, like, a super nice problem, solution rock. It was given to me when I was doing my study work for my accreditation for professional coaching, to remind us, you know, even with a client, you know, it's not for us coaches to, you know, tell people how to live their lives and what they should do. It's about us asking the right questions so that we can help our clients, people like watching, arrive at their own guidance, giving them the answers from within. So people always say to me like, oh, you're a coach, Lisa, give me advice. What do I do in this situation? And I understand that, you know, when it comes to matters of the heart and you guys are in like a really low place and you're going through a breakup or you're going through fighting with your spouse or your significant other, like you don't want to like dick around. You want answers like boom. And so in that regard, I do function as a consultant. True. However, even in that discussion, when I'm in with a client and they're kind of coming at me like, oh my God, like my world is ending in my marriage or my relationship and like shit's going down. Even in that conversation, it's more of a collaboration and a brainstorm because I believe sustainable change happens when people arrive at the solution themselves. So I can help get them there through very, you know, intentional listening and just really asking them certain questions. But everybody's different and everybody's going to, you know, approach a problem in their own way because they're them. So, you know, it's a matter of really like being there for somebody and listening to them. And we all have the capacity to do this. We just don't know it. I studied how, but we all can do this for each other. We can do this for our children. We can do this for our colleagues. We can do this for the people we love in our lives. And even when they're making us crazy, we all have the ability to rise people up, level people up. But it starts with getting your mind right as far as problems and solutions and your power to call in a solution to anything that's going on at any time. Like really tap into your power because sometimes, you know, we all get very wrapped up in what we're observing, what we're seeing right in front of us. But intuitively, what we don't see, right, we're not tapping into. And that's where all our power is. So that said, I'm hopeful this helped you out. This is all about getting to the solution of problems faster. You got some problems in your life and you want a fast solution, go inward. Trust that you are guided. Allow the guidance to come, the answers to come. It happens all the time. And just have faith that if you allow some space in between you and the beef, you and the thing that's the problem, and you ask for higher guidance to come through, it will come through. You will have an answer. You will know what to do. You will know who to call. You will know what solution to do. And really the key is taking action and not being stuck looking at the problem over and over and over again. Taking action is like the best way to move out of a problem and into a solution. And for some people, they feel simply saying, I saw your video, I had to reach out, I want to just send you an email. All right, cool. Or I saw your video, Lisa, I dropped you a PM because this problem's going on in my life. And like that in itself is an action. So if you're watching this and like buttons are being pushed and you're just like, damn, like I have this problem in my life. I can never figure it out. It's always a thing. I'm always like focused on it. It gives me anxiety. I can't stand it. Whatever it is, right? It could be whatever. Taking the action of acknowledging that you are looking at this problem too much and it's like dominating your life. It's really like being a thing, is step one. And then step two is taking the action to, I don't know, reach out to me, meditate, go for a walk, whatever. But do something, take an action. Because when we take action to solve our problems with the intention of solving our problems, solutions come. And it's just when we stay stuck in it and talking about our problem over and over and over and over again, we only add fuel to the fire of the problem. So what I encourage you all to do is if there's something going on in your life, in your relationship, at work, whatever your deal is, share it from the perspective of, I want a solution to this thing. And I'm committed to getting a solution to this thing. And it's only when people make the commitment truly to have a solution to a problem that the magic happens. That's when the solutions come. But when people, and they're still fixated on the problem, they're typically not ready to do this work because they're focused on the problem without any real commitment and desire for the solution. They're cushy, they're comfy in the problem. So they're like, they're sitting in their shit pit and they're like, no, come to my shit pit and let me tell you why it's so nice in here in the shit pit. And you can you could commiserate and have sympathy for me in my shit pit. And while, yes, people do want compassion and validation, absolutely. But ultimately, the question is, do you want to come out of your shit pit or do you want me to come and sit in the shit pit with you? Because I'll acknowledge, like I will stand outside the shit pit and I will look at you in it and I will blast you with love and I'll be like, wow, that sucks. You're in a shit pit. I'm sorry. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, of course you feel awful. You're in a shit pit. But I'm out here and you have a choice. You can come out here with me and then we can go over there to where there's a solution and no more shit pit. Or you can stay in shit pit and then I'm going to go away. Because I don't go in the shit pit. I'm the coach. I'm the leader. And again, we all have the ability to show leadership like this to the people that we love and the people that we work with and the people that we mix it up with in our lives. We all have the ability to do this. But what we have a problem with is our little egos want to commiserate with the people in the shit pit. And that's how we end up having situations in our families where there's always somebody with drama and they bang the drum of drama and then you get wrapped up and sucked into the drama. We see this on social media with, political discussions and people banging drum of negativity and then other people try to argue their way out of it. It's just a mess. But if you hold your frame and let's say you're in a relationship and the other person is complaining and being a disaster, but you're able to hold your frame, you're able to hold your stance. And I don't mean it in an egoic way at all. I mean it in a very loving and kind way, a very feminine way. And this is for the ladies out there who, think the answer to solving an argument is to yell the loudest or to, verbally emasculate a man. it's quite the opposite. You get much more out of someone when you come at them with kindness and you come at them with a curiosity and a desire to squish the beef and a desire to be mindful of everybody's well-being involved. So if you're in an argument with your lover, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your spouse, and you're rock, put it over here, and you're in an argument with them and you're more focused on being right than the well-being for both involved, that's how you know you're coming at the argument from an egoic state. And it's incredibly masculine. It's a very, it's just ego. It's awful. It's very like rough and fighting and like, cursing at each other and like my way or the highway. And it's all rooted in fear. But when you're in a struggle with somebody or some kind of issue, some kind of, hello, my rock again, problem, and you collaborate on the solution and you're coming at it from, I don't have a problem with you, I have a problem with this thing. Then you can invite the other person in to explain how they feel. Talk to me more about why you suffer with this. I want to understand you, because I want to be able to have a solution come. And I'm not here to be right. I'm here to be happy. And I'd like you to be happy too, because I love you and I care about you and I don't want to see you suffering. So tell me about what the beef is. And this way we can allow a solution, other side of rock, to come. So I'm hopeful this helps you out. If you're seeing this, oh my God, you're speaking my soul. This is exactly what goes on in my house. It's a disaster. Everybody's fighting and we don't have any kind of, normalcy and harmony. And like, we love each other so much, but like, we can't get it together. I have been there. I know what that is. I know how frustrating it is and how sad it is when, the person you love more than anything. And you're like, what is going on with it? Like, you're so confused. It's like, we love each other. Like, why can't we get it together? Definitely reach out to me, PM me. I get it. A lot of the stuff I do on my Facebook Lives are very heavy and personal. And so people typically prefer to reach out to me in a PM. I get it. Nobody likes to put their business all up on Facebook. I get it. So feel free to PM me, private message me, share what's going on. It's super confidential, and we'll get to some solutions for you. And I'm happy to help you out. I'm offering a free love life assessment. You can get hooked up with that at LoveQuestCoaching.com. LoveQuestCoaching.com. It's for free. I do it myself. You do this form, gets to me. It's very customized. It's very one-on-one. It's very cool. Comes to you through email. Probably because of demand, figure around a week to 10 days. I can get it to you sooner if need be. Like if I look at something and it's very, very heavy, I'll, give it the attention it demands. But for the most part, you can hook yourself up with that. It's an awesome tool, and I'm happy to help you out. So you can reach me, again, Lisa Concepcion, certified love life strategist, coach, dating and relationship expert, and founder of LoveQuestCoaching.com. Much love, you guys. Bye-bye.